Welcome to BioMars.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about drift and sexual selection. As I mentioned before, this video will talk about drift, but why I add the sexual selection is because drift is super complex and I will not put many complex information in my video. So I just want to briefly talk about drift and put more information on the sexual selection, which is another kind of natural selection. Before we talk about drift, we have to know two things. One is allele, and another thing is allele frequency. Allele is versions of DNA sequence. As we all know, we have two A, big A, small a, right? Big A, small a, big A, big A, small a, small a. There are three alleles. And allele frequency is incidence of gene variance in the population. So what is drift? Drift is totally different with natural selection because drift is random. It changes allele frequency, but it's not morphate. As we all know, the natural selection is morphate. The fittest gene maybe is not the best gene, but the fittest gene will survive. But for drift, it's totally random. It's very important. The gene survive or choose by the drift is not more fate or better. It's just totally random. And but one more thing is drift stronger in smaller population, but natural selection is stronger in big population. A short story about drift is bef- uh, before the controversial of natural selection. There are many people found that many populations evolution cannot explain by the natural selection. So some of scientists proposed the drift. So that's why drift and selection, natural selection, there are two kinds of evolution. Both of them can make produce evolution or can make a group's evolution. So let's talk about sexual selection. And there are two kinds of population. One is sexual, and another thing is asexual. Asexual has less energy because they don't have to wasting many energy on mating or finding mates. So it should be better than sexual selection, right? Because it's save energy. But why most of populations or animals are still sexual selection in this time? I will talk about the answer on the next video. And there are two kinds of sexual selection. One is intersexual, another thing is intrasexual. Intersexual is male attract female because of special characters. For example, a kind of bird. How they can attract female? Just because they can build a nest. The very important thing of sexual selection is better next generation. In short, female